Hello, this video is for Chapter 3 in Government and Nonprofit Accounting. Chapter 3, your very first assignment in Connect. Problem 1 is a data analytics problem. And I'm going to go through requirement 1 just to give you some refreshers on pivot tables in Excel. I know that you learned pivot tables in CS 110, and some of you have learned pivot tables in Principles of Accounting 2 also, depending on when you took Principles of Accounting 2. And you just may need a refresher on pivot tables. The great thing about pivot tables is they are a fantastic way to rearrange data to or large amounts of data sets. The bad thing about pivot tables is that if you don't do them on a regular basis, they can be tricky. So I'm going to go through requirement 1. And that information that we're looking at is from the query table. So when you come in here, you're going to go to Insert and then Pivot Table. And I check the range. You can check the range by just clicking this corner here on the top that picks the entire table. So I pick the data table. It's telling me that I'm picking the query table. I'm going to put it in a new worksheet because it's cleaner than putting it in the existing worksheet. You can put it in the existing worksheet, but I do not recommend it. I always recommend a new worksheet. So this brings up my pivot table that I can set up in the way that I want to set it up. And I'm going to rename that sheet. This is requirement 1 for the Connect assignment. Now I'm going to set up my pivot table. So in requirement 1, what we want to know is what is the total estimated revenue for each of the cities for a date of ranges. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do when we're setting up our table, we're going to look at our rows and columns. So we want to know all of the cities. We have all of the cities listed here. And then we want the years. So we want the cities for each year. And I'm just going to leave that blank there. I don't know why it keeps showing up. Then we have filters. We want to take information off the financial statement, and we only want total estimated revenues. So we're going to add these two filters for total estimated revenues, and then we want is the amount. And what we want is the sum. So this says how count of amount. That tells us that there are 293 total amounts for 2014 for Elmira. But what we want is the sum of total revenues. So we're going to go to value field settings and we're going to change count to sum. And okay. So now we're going to look at that we want the information off the budget schedule, because what we're looking for is estimated revenues in our budget. So budget schedule, and then we want total estimated revenues, and this list here is in alphabetical order. So I can just scroll down to T. And then I want total estimated revenues. Right there. Okay, then the next thing I want is to format. I want these to be in dollar amounts. Then I'm going to get rid of the 2 zeros afterwards. So now I have a breakdown of the cities' total estimated revenues for each year from 2014 to 2018. The second part of this is to make a graph. So looking at that information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this information here. And I really only want like this information in my graph. Okay. And then I'm going to come up to Insert again. And I'm going to insert a chart. So you can go to recommended charts and it's going to give you some things. What I'm going to do is a clustered column chart. So we are doing a clustered column chart. I'm going to click OK. That's going to give me a chart right here. Okay. Then I have different things that I can do to clean up my chart. So I can hide all field buttons on chart. So that's one thing that I did to clean up my chart. Then another thing that I can do is I can do things like save as a picture, look at different things, change the chart type. So if I wanted to do a line chart instead of a bar chart, there's different information here. But what I really want to do is add a chart title. Okay, so I'm going to add chart title there, and I'm just going to put estimated revenues. Okay, so now I have created a categorized bar chart showing the comparison of estimated revenues using the information off of this table. Okay, so hopefully that helps make that data analytics assignment a little bit easier. So you know how to insert graphs and how to set up a pivot table. As always, you can email me with any questions.